English. Yeah. Okay, I'm very, very proud of that, and nobody can take that away.
What's going on, Cliff? Yeah, man. Like I would honestly feel the same way too. UK has become what, majority is Muslim? Fuck no. Fuck no. I don't got no time for that. What?
What the fuck is going on?
Y'all understand how insane this is? Hold on. I think it might be better if I just watch the original video to this, right? Instead of watching his reaction to the video. No, I've seen people do that. Fuck that. I'm gonna do it.
On.
This is not business as usual.
Perfect.
Just this weekend, we've seen protests up and down the country, some of them absolutely enormous. And to me, it's beautiful. It's beautiful because it's the English people finally recognizing themselves, seeing themselves for who they are, looking left and right, shoulder to shoulder, and seeing that they're not alone. And I think that's really, really powerful. Anyway, you came here to take a look at some protests. So we'll start with one in Manchester, where Paul Golding put on a march for remigration.
Yeah, they're not playing around.
To me, that is spectacular, and I just love to see so many English flags in the crowd. Now, I mentioned earlier that this was a march for remigration, and some of you may have never heard of this concept before. Maybe you've been living under a rock. But the idea is pretty simple. You want more people to leave the country than are entering it.
Yeah,
we didn't consent to mass immigration, and now we want to see that reversed. We're not happy for mass immigration to just stop.
Mass immigration honestly only benefits companies, big businesses. You know, I mean, yeah, like I said, mass immigration. Small immigration benefits everyone, of course, and as long as it's legal. But this is getting ridiculous. You have to be able to control your population,
which it still hasn't. We want it to be reversed. Okay, that's the broad concept. I also mentioned that this was set up by Paul Golding on behalf of Britain First, and in the past I've said that I don't really see Britain First as a political party, even though technically they are. And I think I stand by that statement. I said in a previous video that I see them more as a street protest movement, and I think that's still true, right? Maybe in the future that will change, and I will change my...
Protest movements easily become political if they're not already, honestly. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
Opinion about that, but look, that is one hell of a street protest that they've put on. In fact, let's take a look at another angle of it.
Woo! You gotta fight for your country, bro. I feel it, man.
But it wasn't just Manchester. Yesterday in Islington, outside the Barbican Thistle Hotel, there was a protest. Why? Well, because 41 of the migrants staying in that hotel have been charged with 90 criminal offences.
Look at that shit. More than 90 criminal charges are brought against 41 migrants living in one taxpayer-funded hotel. Yo, it's like they're not even trying to vet these guys or anything. Like, what the fuck is this? Taxpayer-funded as well, man. Like that's another thing that pisses the natural-born citizens of any country. Like, you don't even give us that type of luxury, but you're giving migrants that you don't vet, who are probably criminals. They tried that shit in New York too, on Staten Island.
And unsurprisingly, the locals aren't too happy about it.
Neither would I. Enough is enough. Let's go. Yep.
I've always got my thingy up.
Yep.
Unfortunately, they weren't actually able to protest.
Hey, that sign? Deport foreign criminals? Hey, I don't give a fuck if you naturalize now. If you commit, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's pretty much what they're saying. They don't give a fuck. If you commit a crime and you a foreigner, you're getting the fuck out of here.
Unfortunately, they weren't actually able to protest where they were meant to because a horde of masked up Antifa guys showed up and blocked the route.
Jesus.
Weirdly, they seem to be shouting some non-English phrase that I just can't understand.
Some Islam
Anyway,
shit.
they were later seen waving and cheering at the migrants in the hotel who were filming them back using their iPhones. Yeah, iPhones that we paid for.
That we paid for. Whoa, you paid for them, Johns?
There is some good news though, because for a brief moment, the police did some policing. I'm pretty sure they even made some arrests whilst they were there.
Can you move back, please?
Who did they arrest though? What side got arrested? Antifa? It looked like it, right?
Everyone back!
This is now happening up and down the country.
Good. My grandmother lived there too. Like, I need her to be good. I don't need no random ass immigrant that was there that was there because the government wants what, cheaper labor. Y'all need to vet these immigrants better, bro. Get the fuck out of here.
Local communities have just had enough. But I guarantee that the government has no idea why this is happening. They're just scratching their heads, wondering, why are people so upset?
They already know.
But if you step away from your worldview for just 1 minute and look at how perverse the governance in this country has been for the last 50 years, look at how people have voted, how many times they've told you they want lower migration, only for you to betray them.
And increase it.
Every single time. Okay, so that's why this is happening. People have had enough. But of course, people...
Hold on, let me see something about Britain shit. So around 16% of its population are people born outside the UK. And you know, that's just a tiny island, man. That's a small island.
People in the civil service, people in the government, they just can't see this. They just don't seem to understand it. And so they press on. In fact, 2 days ago at the Britannia Hotel in Canary Wharf at 1:30 in the morning, under the cover of darkness, very sneaky, they bust a load of migrants in, hoping, of course, that nobody would see it. But someone did see it.
The time is 1:33, the 1st of August.
Yep.
And guess what? Just 1 day later, they were already trying to leave the hotel on their delivery bikes to work illegally. Fortunately, a couple of patriots
like setting up in an international nice ass hotel. You know that was some CEO of some corporation. He wants cheap labor. That's what destroys economies, bro. It happens all the time. It's like they never gonna realize that until it's too fucking late. My bad, guys. I'm trying to fix my shit at the same time I'm talking. Yeah, but yeah, they're getting bussed in to an international hotel, like, for work. They don't like these CEOs don't even do this shit for natural born citizens of their own country. How cheap are they paying these people? It must be super cheap, man, because they're able to use the money saved, I'm guessing, to lobby as well. It's like, god damn. God damn.
And guess what? Just 1 day later, they were already trying to leave the hotel on their delivery bikes to work illegally. Fortunately, a couple of patriots stopped them.
Tell me this. Look at this, guys. Look at this, guys. Look at this, guys. Yeah, tell me these ain't delivery drivers.
Bro, yo, they got bikes and everything already. Like, they didn't have to apply for a bike to get one or nothing. That's the shit that we gotta do.
Drivers. Tell me these ain't delivery drivers, guys. Oh, shit. There we go. Georgina, I'm modding you.
Yo.
Georgina, message something quickly so I can see your name again.
So for the people who aren't tracking, man, like, these guys trying to get out to work, but these people stopping them. Like, yo, fuck no. Like, you stay here for free on our taxpayer dollars, bro. Like that. Yo, they need to relax. Like, especially in Britain, you guys live way too close to each other. Like, they will string up those CEOs quick.
Shut up.
It won't surprise you then to know that there are fresh protests outside that hotel today.
We are not far right, but we are not far wrong. Don't gamble with our lives. Stop the boats. It's true. It's true. You're not even vetting these people, bruh. There's no process. There's no intention to learn the culture, to assimilate. That's the whole point. Especially once you start reading into what, like, well, I'm assuming most of these people are from Islamic countries. Once you start reading what's in their Quran and what these motherfuckers plan on doing, you don't really want to bring a lot of them in your country in a giant load. Like, that's insane.
Look, I think you get the picture. This is happening all over the country, and it's just going to grow and grow and grow. People are angry, and quite frankly, it's not that surprising. The government has Look, I think you get the picture. This is happening all over the country, and it's just going to grow and grow and grow. People are angry. And quite frankly, it's not that surprising. Yep. The government has placed people into these communities, in these hotels, despite having access to the statistics which show them that it will put those communities in danger.
Yo.
And yet they did it anyway. Remember, the first duty of government is to protect.
Like this shit happened in Queens. I mean, Staten Island. Right here. This happened, what, a year ago?
At you.
Irate neighbors.
Hold on.
You're going to be across the street from your house. You'll be out here with us yelling at you.
Irate neighbors, some with children by their sides, confronted construction crews clearing debris from St. John Villa Academy. The shuttered school will soon open as the city's latest emergency migrant shelter for at least the next 3 months.
Just opening random places and housing people until they're just on the street with no plan.
One neighbor even created a large blue sign reading "No bleeping way."
No motherfucking way.
McDonald says the main immediate concern at this site meant for adults is that it's way too close to local elementary schools.
Yep.
We have a major safety concern.
Meanwhile, about a mile away, Congresswoman Nicole Malliotakis rallied a bipartisan group of Staten Island lawmakers at Fort Wadsworth.
Stop taking away spaces, schools, parks, assisted living facilities.
You're doing all that shit for people who don't pay taxes, and then you're giving them money and phones and shit. Like, you don't even do that shit for us.
From tax-paying citizens.
There's been talk of turning this location into a migrant shelter as well. They support congressional legislation to block federal parks from being used for migrant housing.
We're not against immigration. We are against stupid decisions.
But the city is moving forward with its efforts to help.
Like, look at that shit.
Roughly 102,000 migrants who've come to town, more than 59,000 of which are still in the city's direct care across 206 emergency shelters.
Sites are a band-aid for a crisis that demands surgery.
And it's insane because the people who are bringing them in boatloads, the CEOs and all these people, are the same people who are helping to destabilize their countries for them to even need to come over here in this type of way. It's a never-ending fucking cycle. Same thing with Britain. Like I understand Britain is fighting and shit, but a lot of these places are destabilized because of either Britain or because of Britain's allies like France, and Britain does nothing about it. Every time Nigeria, one of them countries, try to regain their independence, France sends down a military unit. Like, it's insane. Hold on, let me go back to this video.
Its citizens. These people that they're putting in hotels,
hold on. First, let me finish this video though.
Pix 11 was first to obtain this legal filing today, outlining ways that the city wants a court to require the state of New York to help with that effort, including allowing and facilitating placement of migrants outside the city.
They want
Though
cheap
the main
work.
ask continues to be of the federal government for more money and expedited working papers for migrants. These lawmakers say that's just not a plan.
It's shut up, you're paying for it, you have no say in it.
Yep.
These people have priorities over you, your school buildings, your parks, your hotels, your senior centers. You're gonna pay for it, you're gonna like it, and just sit there and take it.
Yeah, all right. I feel them too because that's my city. Yeah, all right.
Citizens, the people.
So with this shit happening over there too, I definitely understand how you feel. But this is the way to make a stop to it, though. You stop it at home, and you force the government to leave the other. And after you get the government to move them out of there, you gotta force your government out of these areas. The only problem is it may fuck y'all up economically. I'm not gonna hold you.
That they're endangering citizens. So our government has failed in its basic first duty. There's no other way of putting it. There's no other way around it. That's it. And as Douglas Carswell says, they're going to realize at some point that they cannot contain this for much longer.
Yep.
Anyway, that's just a short video covering these protests. And I felt like I really had to do it because while some of you will see this on social media and you'll be more clued up about what's going on up and down the country, you know, the BBC aren't going to talk about this.
No.
Sky News aren't going to talk about this unless it turns violent, and then they'll just make it all about far-right protests and riots. Okay, that's all they'll discuss.
Like I'm not really hearing about these things on mainstream, you know? So, yeah.
Peaceful protests, they won't make it to the mainstream media's attention. So that's why we do it here. There's one other thing I want to say. I refer to myself as English a lot, not British, which is ironic, I know, because my name is British Lander. And I don't want people who are Welsh or Scottish or Ulsterman to take some kind of offence from that. It's just that I'm starting to reject the idea of British. Not that I reject the Welsh, the Scottish and the Northern Irish, far from it. But British nowadays just seems to mean anybody in the world who is, you know, waiting for a passport, right?
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous. We've got British Indians, British Pakistanis, British Nigerians, British everything. But the one thing that cannot be taken away from me, that is entirely unique, that cannot be granted with a passport, is my Englishness. You're either English or you're not. So Rishi Sunak, I don't hate Rishi Sunak, okay? I don't think he was a great Prime Minister, but let's be honest, he was passed a bit of a hospital pass by Boris Johnson. But Rishi Sunak, he's not English. He's an anglicised Indian. He's a British Indian,
Yeah.
but he's not English. Okay, I am English, and that can't be.
He like let's keep it a buck. He's talking about white, and I feel him. I wouldn't feel comfortable if America voted for a fucking a Muslim person either. You know, America voted for Barack Obama, but that's kind of a bit different. Like when Americans got here, black people got here. They got here at the exact same time, so it's a bit different. Like black people in America are kind of more American than whites in America because their history was erased, so they know nothing before that aside from America. At least whites know about their German past, their Italian past, their British past. But he's referring to white. And he even gave what's his name?
That is entirely unique. That cannot be I don't have a bit of a hospital pass by, okay? I don't think he was a great. Either English or you're not. So Rishi Sunak.
Sunak, that's his name. One of the prime ministers for Britain, the Indian dude. He even gave him his props. He said he was definitely better than Boris, but he's not he's not English, you know? And pretty much saying that he's not white, but at the same time he didn't like Boris either. He wants a white Englishman, someone for England. That's what he wants to rule or to lead, my bad. It's that simple. You don't want a Briticized Indian person because they're going to have, you know what I'm saying? They're going to have their priorities elsewhere, like in another country probably. You know what I'm saying? They don't understand the plight of the people right now.
I don't hate Rishi Sunak, okay? I don't think he was a great Prime Minister, but let's be honest, he was passed a bit of a hospital pass by Boris Johnson.
Yeah.
But Rishi Sunak, he's not English. He's an anglicised Indian. He's a British Indian, but he's not English, okay? I am English, and that can't be taken away from me. So if someone comes to me and says, you know, I see myself as Scottish, not British, really, I'm completely okay with that. I don't take any offence from that. But the other thing I'll say is the English identity, more than Welsh or Scottish or Northern Irish, has been stripped away from us and dumbed down in a way that I don't think the other parts of the...
Shout out to Kissinger and them boys. Now,
kingdom really understand. You know, we've been told that our flag is inherently bad and racist and we should be ashamed of it and things like that. And it's just ridiculous. I am starting to see some good things coming out of the country. Apparently one English guy in Birmingham was told to take down his St. George's flag, his English flag, and then he bought 100 more and plastered them all over the city. So I love that. And apparently people are painting roundabouts with the English flag. It's great. I really, really love to see that. So when I refer to myself as English, I'm not doing that to offend the Scottish or the Welsh or the Northern Irish. It's just that I am English.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm very, very proud of that, and nobody can take that away.
Yeah. What's going on, Cliff?
Away from me, or misuse the term, although they will try sometimes. But nobody can remove that quality from me.
They're gonna try to call you racist, man. But it's understandable, because like right now, it's kind of the best time to be racist, right? Because these guys are just en masse pushing people through just for cheap labor and for votes. And honestly, in America's case, future military. That's what I believe.
In the same way, they can't take away your actual Scottishness or your Welshness or your Northern Irishness, your Ulstermanness. Okay, I just want to make that clear. I don't want to offend anybody.
Yeah.
Anyway, please do leave a like.
It's gonna
Yeah, man. What's going on, Cliff? What you up to, bro?